So wonderful. I think we are back on stage. So now we're moving, as I said, into how to sell, how to grow your business, and also the personal role you play as a leader. And I can't wait to hear from Mac, his advice, his tips to all of us. So Mac, if I hand over to you, please.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Suzanne. I want to say thank you for great hosting, actually. I'm watching all the presentations. They're all fantastic, and I'm learning as well. I want to say thank you to Glenn, also FinTech Circle and the whole team there, and also to the FIFSB for all the great work they do for small businesses here in the UK. Let me get straight into my presentation today. Today, I'm talking about sales and business growth for entrepreneurs, in other words, small business owners. My focus is working with small business owners. And let me share my slides here. Oh, here we go. Let me just get my head around it. Okay, good. So what I want to be sharing with you today is I want you to discover how our clients are growing their businesses exponentially and how you can too. What are the systems, what are the strategies they are using to do that? And if you're running a small business, I think all small business owners need as much help as they can get in order to be able to grow the business to the level that they wish to. So that's my focus. And I will say this, there is quite a bit of content in a little while. And every time I do this type of presentation, I say to the audience, keep your energy up, because as we know in business, it's critical to have your energy up, because there is a saying that in business, in sales, in any kind of transaction, the person with the highest energy generally wins. And so I would say make notes if you want to. And I'm looking forward to really sharing some great information with you here. And for those who don't know me, let's have a look. I've been featured on various platforms around the world, digitally, newspapers, magazines. I'm the author of 4 books. And here we go. Just very briefly, those who don't know me, I've been speaking internationally for over 17 years across various platforms. This is me in Germany, over 2,000 people in the room. So I have been working with small business owners and individuals, literally thousands, over 100,000 in over 30 countries, to grow their business and grow their wealth. And what led me to that was having made a lot of mistakes myself in business. And at one point, my small business, my small little computer company that I started up, was failing, and for many reasons. And a lot of it was to do with not knowing what I didn't know. And at one point, I was personally in over 100,000 in debt and money that I owed other people to get my business going. And I learned some harsh lessons, because through the lessons, I was able to fix my business, and I sold that business. And I focused on other businesses and also established a training and coaching company to help other small businesses, because what had happened was there were people who, when I sold my business, asked me to coach them one-on-one. So I was helping people on a one-on-one basis. Then it turned into workshops, 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, and now often thousands of people in the room before the pandemic situation. But I still do that virtually around the world. So just a little bit, that was just a little bit of background on me. Let me get into the presentation here. As I said, we work with small business owners, and I think there's a slide missing here. Okay, not to worry. And often the people who come to us for help, the biggest challenge they have, and when I do these presentations, I also ask the question, what is the biggest challenge for most small businesses? And I get different answers. Some people say raising finance, some say marketing issues, some say team issues. And it really depends on what stage your business is at. But a lot of the people who come to us, a lot of the small businesses who come to us, their main issue, their main challenge is finding, attracting, and closing more clients. And as we know, paying clients, cash flow, and sales is the lifeblood of business. Now, without attracting and closing more paying clients, eventually there will be no business. It doesn't matter if you're in fintech or any other type of business. So that's the focus of my presentation today. I'll give you an example. I'm going to use Ronald Harmson, who's one of our clients, as an example. He runs a software company. And when he came to us, within 1 year, he was able to double his business in terms of sales in less than 1 year. In other words, he moved from 800,000 a year to 1.6 million a year. And over the next 2 years, he wants to move to 3.5 million. Now, the challenge he had was this, that he found himself doing a lot of stuff in the business as well, doing the sales, structuring the team, managing the team. So we got him to restructure his team fully. And we got his sales team performing at a much better level using a particular model I'm going to show you in a moment. He had been running his business for over 23 years, but over the last 10 years, he'd come to a ceiling. He was stuck at 800,000 a year. He couldn't understand why he wasn't growing. So let me share with you that what I said to Ronald is you need a system. You need a system that people can follow. And my company, MindSpace Coaching, it's an international training and coaching company. We've trained and coached hundreds of thousands of people in over 30 countries now. And we've got clients here in the UK, worldwide. This is a system that we showed Ronald to follow. So certainly make notes if you need to. It's a business growth system. And the business growth system starts with essentially with the marketing side. Step one is all about client attraction. We have a client attraction formula that our clients follow. And when they follow it, they're able to identify and attract more paying clients. So that's very much marketing, it's lead generation. But the second part, which is very, very important, is now these people are in front of you. How are you going to get them to pay you for the amazing solution, for the service that you're providing? And so we have something called the authentic sales process. And I'm going to run through both with you in a moment in terms of what is the process that Ronald went through and his team go through in order to close more sales. Now, as the business starts to grow, as you know, it's very, very difficult to try and do everything on your own. Eventually, you will need a team to follow the systems that you develop or you set up, so we can have consistency in terms of sales, in terms of performance within the business. So step 3 is all about systems and the team structure. So let me get into right now, ask you this pressing question, because the step 1 client attraction formula very much starts with this. So when I said to Ronald, I asked him this question: why do your clients pay you, or why do these prospects choose to work with you? And I'm asking you the same question here. Why would anyone give you their money if you're in business? Well, the straightforward answer is this. And if you don't remember anything else from my presentation, I do want you to remember this. Essentially, they have a problem that they don't want. And the second part of that is a result they want, but they don't have. So there's 2 parts. Yes, they have a problem. And the second part is, they're looking for a result. Now, as business owners, our job is to, and as I'm going to go through in a moment, is to understand their problem, be able to articulate it, and also show them the solution. Many small businesses are so focused on, I've created this solution, I have this solution, I have this service, and you've just got to buy it, without understanding critically, do they need it? Do they want it? Do they have essentially a problem that your solution addresses? So here, I want to give you some of the reasons why I see business owners going wrong. One is they have no idea about who their ideal client is. Now, this takes time to formulate who's the ideal person who will buy this product, this service that we have. They have no idea about their client's current pains. And maybe their pains and problems they had a year ago, 2 years ago, could be different to what they are facing right now. They have no idea where to find and attract those paying clients. And fourthly, they have no idea how to close those clients, close them into paying clients, how to close those prospects into paying clients on a consistent basis. So let me share with you the client attraction process, or if you like, the formula that Ronald used and his team uses constantly to grow their business. And at times, and we all have to do this, is wipe the slate clean and say, okay, if we are going to attract more paying clients, what do we need to do? And so I gave him a 6-step process here. One is we need to establish who this ideal client is. And the truth is that the market changes constantly. And so you should be doing this, establishing your ideal client at least twice a year. Number 2, identify your client's pains. That means going deep enough to understand what is their pain, what is their frustration, what is their problem, what keeps them up at night, what keeps them frustrated. And in Ronald's case, he's a software developer. What he identified going through this process was that his clients had used other suppliers, other vendors to supply their software solutions, but it kept failing. And the teams that came in to actually build on the client's premises, build these software, would not turn up on time. They would not meet delivery timelines, deadlines, and so it was always failing. He was able to address that because he could understand it, he could articulate it. Now think about, let's talk about fintech. Let's talk about Stripe, for example. Now, before Stripe came along, what alternatives did people have? Well, maybe we had PayPal and other payment solutions. But what was the frustration for small business owners in using PayPal? Well, sometimes your account would get frozen. Sometimes they wouldn't release the money on time. Sometimes the API wouldn't work. And Stripe took all those things into account and said, the marketplace, the problems for some of these small business owners is A, B, and C. We are going to address that. And they addressed it beautifully, and they started attracting a lot more people away from their competitors like PayPal and the rest. Number 3, create your ideal narrow market. And in Ronald's case, I said to him, what is the pool of people? Describe this group of people or this type of company that would buy from you on an ongoing basis, knowing that you have the solution which is right for them. Number 4, you have to have the ability to format what we call your attraction message. Your message in the marketplace is either going to repel your ideal clients or is going to attract them. And if I go back to Stripe again, in Stripe's case, they took off very, very well in a way that the market was talking about Stripe and their API and the integration and how seamless and easy it was. And a lot of it at the beginning was word of mouth. And so other people were doing a lot of marketing for them because they made the product so easy to use and the solution very easy to use. Number 5, have a clear market dominating position. Some people call this your USP. You see, you may feel you are one of so many other solution providers, but what makes you different? And I think we have to bring that to the forefront. Don't allow your client to guess what that is. What makes you so different that you can dominate that market, that niche or that narrow market like Stripe did when they came on board. Now, number 6, focus on positioning yourself as the go-to solution, the go-to company, the go-to service provider that clients refer and they tell other people about as well. But positioning comes from, there's various ways of doing that. Providing white papers, reports, providing free information to your ideal clients so you're positioned, just like we're doing here. We've had some amazing speakers and I've enjoyed all of them. And I'll say FinTech Circle, well done for bringing these speakers on board because it's all positioning. They are positioned as the experts, which is great. Now, some of you may think, oh, we've done a lot of these things before, but yes, but the idea is to continue refining it. And that's what I said to Ronald, refine this client attraction process. You may have done elements before, but unless you keep refining it, you will be stuck at a place. And that's where he was, stuck for 10 years. Let's move on. I hope this is making sense. If it is, very good. Put something in the message box or send me a message if this is making sense. Now, let's go to the second step, the second stage, which is what I call the authentic sales closing process. And there are 6 steps I want to share with you right now, which made all the difference to Ronald Harmson's company. And I got him to wipe the slate clean and start focusing on how are they going to close more clients. And one of the first things we did from step 3 was to identify key salespeople who could actually follow this process. Now, 1, identify the right clients. I've already mentioned that in step 1, which is a client attraction formula. Step 2, once you've identified who they are, we need to find a way to contact them and build rapport. So when we contact them, it's about not selling to them straight away, which a lot of salespeople make that mistake. How many of you get LinkedIn messages every day, every week saying, hey, I am ABC person, I belong to ABC company, here's my stuff, do you want to buy it? That's not the way to eventually win business. And I'm sure a lot of you just delete those messages and don't reply. So make contact, build rapport, get them to know you, like you, and trust you. And there's a whole process behind that as well. Once that is done, then it's time at one point to deliver your pitch, and deliver your pitch in a way that they get it instantly. Either deliver your pitch formula that Ronald and his team uses. And so you may have heard me at the beginning. What I said was this: for the past 17 years, I've trained and coached hundreds of thousands of people in over 30 countries to grow their business. Now, typically growing their business anywhere between 20% and 200% in less than a year. Now, would you like to do the same thing? So we help people craft their pitch so that when they are speaking to their ideal clients, speaking to prospects, it comes across well, it's clear, and they want to buy from you. Number 4 is then handle their objections. In other words, have a process to help turn no's into yeses. So if you can have that process, and we teach people exactly how to do that, how do you turn someone's no? Because a no is not always a no. A no may be simply there's something that they haven't heard. Remember, we know it's the right client. We know they've got the problem. We've articulated that problem. We know that they are going through this frustration. So if they are saying no, and the no generally sounds like it's too expensive, we're not interested, we don't have the budget. There are many ways that they say no. But would you like a formula to turn those no's into a yes? There is a formula for that. Then we move to pre-close and close. There's another formula for that. But knowing how to get them to sign on with you, register with you, get them to say, yes, you are the solution for us. We've looked at alternatives and you are the solution for us, which is, in Ronald's case, that's what kept happening, because he was clear in his messaging, clear in his marketing, clear on what the client was going to get. And most importantly, and I think Guy said this already, we focus on building a long-term relationship. And that's what we teach our clients as well. Go back and follow up, whether it's a few weeks, a few months, a year later, follow up and find out what happened when you worked with them. What's the result they got? What's the benefit they got? And if you can do that ongoing, they know, your clients will know you care, they'll refer you more, and they'll keep coming back. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I think, let's have a look. I think I'm coming to the end. So this is Ronald Harmson. I did have a video, but I won't play it on there. And some people get, some small business owners, they run out, there's a feeling they get when things are not going right. They feel like they can't breathe. They feel stuck. They feel like they're drowning. And so we've set up processes and systems to help them to do that. Now, I do offer, as I finalize here, I do offer one-on-one consulting. And yes, certainly check out the booth Mac Attram booth where I talk about sales, and my team is there now. If I can help you in any way or help your organization grow from a sales and marketing angle, or structuring your team in the right way, certainly contact us. info@mindspacecoaching.com, info@mindspacecoaching.com. And also said to FinTech Circles that for those who want to go deeper and learn more about some of the solutions that we provide, or the three steps that I mentioned earlier on, we do have a business accelerator bootcamp. And the business accelerator bootcamp, if I may say it very briefly, is all about how to grow your business exponentially, like Ronald, profitably without the constant stress and worry. And typically we find our clients growing between 20% and 200%. So speak to the people at the booth there. I go through all these steps with you. And also it's only for ambitious entrepreneurs. Usually it's 1997 for the FIFSB and for FinTech Circles. You can come and spend 3 days learning more for only $99. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Suzanne, thank you and welcome.
Wonderful, Meg. Thank you so much. And I learned a lot just listening, about authentic selling and all the advice, the toolkit you have prepared, and which works so well. So thank you for sharing that with all of us. Was very, very helpful and very insightful. So thanks, Meg, for joining us, and also for having, as you said, we've got a booth afterwards. We've got exhibition booths like any of you, know now it's a virtual, so you can join those booths after our sessions, and you also can join round tables to discuss as well with Meg and his team. So Meg, thank you so much. And now we're moving on to the next speaker, and the next speaker will all be about how to engage with freelancers and how to make sure that if you build your team with freelancers, what are the tools you need to grow that as well. So let me end this session, and we go to our next speaker in a second.